Hey guys, it's Trish from Dish Kitty Studio, and I am back with another video. I am actually looking for some feedback from you guys. This is my 19th daily journal, which I'm sure you guys have seen. It's been in several videos on my channel. I am just about done with it. I actually have quite a few pages left, but I think I'm going to finish this book at the end of this month, which is August. Only because it's getting quite, can you guys see? It's kind of chunky. I have stuffed so much stuff in here, and it just feels full to me, and I think I'm going to take, since it's a spiral bound, I think I'm just going to get the rest of the pages out and call this one done. So that leaves me with trying to figure out what my next journal book is going to be. As you guys know, if you watch my channel anyway, I've used a lot of different books over the years. I'm in my 7th year. I'm coming up on almost my 8th year of doing a daily journal. This is my 19th book, and I think they're all different. I've used everything. I've used all different kinds of things. I've even used things with lines. That doesn't really bother me. But I'm trying to figure out where I want to go from here. And I have a few options that I want to talk with you guys about and see what you think and actually get some input from you. This is just a regular old, there's nothing special about it. It was a very inexpensive sketchbook. I think I bought it at Michael's or something with a coupon. It's not anything fancy. The paper's not fancy. There's nothing special about it. So that's what I'm using right now. Here's one of the options. This one is a little bit smaller, which to me is a drawback because I seem to go big, small, big, small, big, small. Because when I have a big book, I wish it was smaller. When I have a small book, I wish it was bigger. So when I finish one big one, I usually end up going to a small one, and then I hate that and I want the big back and I go big. So this would be almost, it's basically the same size, really, the paper. It's a little bit shorter, but not much. It's kind of an interesting book. It's by Quattro. It's bound, but it's just different. I haven't seen one like this. I'm not even sure where I got it. I don't even know how long I've had it. I was going through my huge, giant vat of, empty journals, and I saw this and I thought, oh, this is cool. I don't even remember having it or getting it or anything. But again, this paper's not super special. It's maybe a little bit heavier than the paper in the book I'm using right now. I kind of like the rounded corners. I kind of like that it could go either like landscape or portrait. So that might be kind of fun because I could play with doing it both, like either or, whichever I feel like on a particular day. Let me see how many pages this baby has. 60 acid-free sheets. It does say it's it is perforated. It's got perforation up there, so that's kind of nice. So I don't know. I thought this might be a good candidate, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure I want to do something this small. I'm just not quite sold on this being the perfect fit. I've never found the perfect fit, so maybe that's a bigger existential crisis that I'm having. Okay, so another thing I have been thinking about is just a regular old composition book. I happen to have a huge stack of these right now. It's back to school time, so there's always really, really good prices on these. So I probably have 12 of these stacked up at the moment, maybe even 15. This, I think, is a great option. I like the size. It's a little bit bigger. I love the size of composition books. I think they're just perfect. Rounded corners again. the big drawback here, it does have lines, which does not bother me a bit. I've used paper with lines before and I don't mind it at all. I just draw and write whatever I want over it. The drawback here is paper quality. You know, these books are known for being very, very durable, which they are, which is fabulous, and I love them, but the paper is crap. There's a lot of bleed through that's going to happen here. You know, I know a lot of people glue pages together. I don't want to do that. I don't like that. I don't think it just never seems to work out well for me. Pages are wrinkly and I don't like that, drawing on them later, and I don't really want to do that. I think I want to use the pages as they are. There's a lot of pages in here too, as compared to other books. This is 100 sheets, 200 pages. So that's a lot, you know, that's a lot. If I do one page a day, that's 200 days, you know, roughly, with a beginning and an end and all that, but that's a long time. I know the book can take whatever I give it in terms of, you know, being durable and holding up. Really, I'm just worried about this paper. You know, one thing I could do is cover it up, put something over the top of it completely, like another piece of paper. Maybe not on every single page, but on pages where I get a lot of bleed through. I'm not sure. I'm still, you know, I'm still really thinking about this, and I think it would be fun to try, but 200 pages is a really big commitment for something that I may not like. So I'd love to know what you think about this. If you have any thoughts, ideas, suggestions. You know, like, I know there's a lot of people that use these for their journals and they're great. I'm just not 100% sure it's the right fit for me. I do love to write with fountain pens. Fountain pen ink is not going to do great with this. So I don't know. As you can see, I'm in a bit of a jam here because I really just don't know what direction to go. I will link below my good friend Elizabeth, her channel, Never Hopeless. She uses composition books. Now, she does the graph paper pages, and she does glue pages together, but she does some really, really beautiful things. She's the first person off the top of my head that I know uses these and uses them successfully and loves them. One other option I have is my last book before 19 was 18, and I did a loose leaf journal. There's plenty of videos on my page if you guys want to see what this was like. But as I flipped back through it, okay, sorry about that. I'm among the many things that I'm not good at. Keeping my camera battery charged is pretty high up on the list. So anyway, as I look back through this book, I really like a lot of things about it. I like that, you know, I was able to be a little bit more creative and flexible and use whatever papers I wanted. And I was able to do a lot of different things, and also use up a lot of the kind of, you know, flotsam and just the stuff that I think we all probably, all of us that are artists and journalers, sort of end up collecting. So, I don't know, I was kind of thinking maybe this is what I wanted. Maybe I want to go back to something like this. There was a couple of reasons I stopped doing this loose leaf style. One of them was that it was taking up a lot of space. I had it in a binder at the time. I've since taken it out of the binder, and now you can see I just have it with these rings. And that's a little better, but I mean, if you look at this, this whole thing is only 3 months. And that's still, I mean, it's pretty fat. You know, in my journal books, I typically will do both sides of the page, front and back. This, I didn't do that. So every day got its own solid page. So this has helped, doing these rings instead of keeping it in a big binder. But I'm just not quite sure not quite sure if this is what I want to do either. I know that this is very, it seems trivial, but to me it's a pretty big deal. Like, I just don't, I'm not quite sure what the right thing for me to do is at the moment. You know, I kind of, like I said, I kind of want to go back to this because when I look back through it, it's probably one of my favorite journals that I've done. Just because there was so, I was able to do so many different, and you know, different papers and different cool things and small pages and big pages, and I feel like this was much more of a reflection of my everyday life. You know, some of it was, you know, some of it there's not much to say, and then other pages, you know, I had to fold out because there was so much. Like this one here, for example, you know, there's so much going on here that I have all these different tip-ins going on. So, you know, I don't know. I'm conflicted because I really like this and I want to do it, but I don't know if I want to commit to the space that it requires. So, I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Especially if you've been watching my channel for a while and you kind of, you know, have an idea of what my journaling style is like. You know, what do you think is the best thing for me to do? What would you like to see? What do you think suits me more? You know, do you think it's trying out a composition book and not worrying so much about, because the other nice thing about the composition book that I don't think I really got into is that I think using something like this, one of the things that I like about it too is that it might break me out of, you know, this like 1 page a day thing that I, you know, there's no rules in any of this, but for some reason I feel like I have to do a page a day. And I think because this has so much real estate and so many pages in it, it might give me the opportunity to, you know, on a day when I have a lot that I want to write about, maybe not so much even just drawing and art, but just a lot I want to write about, I can write for pages and pages if I want to. If I don't want to, I can do you know, say everything and draw everything I want to draw on a half a page. So I think that kind of makes this a little more exciting too, because it gives me a little bit more freedom to break out of, you know, this kind of 1 page a day box or 2 pages a day, or making everything really uniform, because what purpose does that serve? If there's more that I want to say, why shouldn't I say it and take up 5 pages if that's what feels right? So that's another thing that I like about this. So I don't know, you guys. I'm so confused. These are the 3 things I'm considering. I'm open to other suggestions too. If there's a book or a journal you've seen or you use that you really love and you think might be a good fit for me, let me know. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. I'd love to hear any opinions, suggestions, ideas. I do have some time left because, like I said, I'm thinking I'm going to finish this one up and call it done at the end of August, which today is the 19th. So that gives me a good solid couple of weeks, I would say, to kind of figure out what I want to do. And I'd love to hear your input because I'm kind of at an impasse here. So that's all I've got for today. I was just sort of wanting to kind of talk through this whole thing and see if you guys had any ideas for me as well. So I hope things are going great for you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again soon. Thanks so much for watching.